I think it's working.
It's not working?
Yeah, it looks like it. Hello. Ooh. We shall see.
Okay.
We shall see. We shall see. Let's give it a little time for anybody to stumble upon this happening. And if not, no worries. The squirrel shall sally forth. That's all. Yes, the cats are frolic upon the porch. Yeah. I'm going to go over some neat little items that grabbed my attention in Knock issue 5. Of course, it's not going to focus. And the cats are jumping on the table. Let's take the sleeve off, that way we can see. They all come with a neat sleeve, cover, sleeve, art. The inside folds got fun stuff. The inside of it, full of fun stuff. We shall see. Knock is done by some folks. They call themselves the Merry Mushmen. I did a short. Saying I'd go over it sometime. I was hoping Monday, but things popped up about the house that needed more attention than this, so it'll be today. Ooh, that little guy's full of vinegar. Lovely day out here. People out and about enjoying the weather. Maybe let's try this. Just because. Whoa, whoa. They're having all kinds of fun, them kitty cats. Let me check my notes. Horse, donkey, dog, ringing a bell. Famous. $66 different stuff. Let me see. What the heck did I mean when I wrote that down? I don't see it here, so whatever. Maybe next time. Here comes La Chucha. One moment, please. All right. Choo choo train is pretty much passed. Okay. Put this down. I had to check something there on the phone. Pardon the stuffage. It's my hay fever season. I have fall allergies mid-August till about mid-October. Whatever. All right, up to bat. First things first. As I said, this is Knock issue 5. I'm going to go over a few things that caught my eye. Brought to you by the Merry Mushman. First up to bat, I thought this was kind of neat. Well, let me get this out of the way. All these 1 through 4, they're jam packed with all kinds of articles, essays, ideas, discussions, charts, uh, different characters, NPCs, different monsters, and it's all for the old school, the BX style OSR type rules. I don't think anyone's really specifically mentioned. There might be here and there, but it's not really a bric-a-brac with sales pitch in it. It's they try and keep it as generic, general, and fun as possible. And I always find some neat stuff in all of them. They're well worth the coin. Look them up. KNOCK. A old school gaming bric-a-brac. So they're neat. They're neat. They're fun. They're fun. All right. That's it. The first one here. And these are in no particular order of liking. It's just they flipping through it when I first got it. It kind of popped into my head and I said, yeah, that's kind of neat. I'll spread the nerd word on some of this stuff. First one I have on my list here is page 61. Come on. It's called Horse, Donkey, Dog. Players love pets and animal companions of all kinds. Use these tables to generate memorable and magical furry friends. Now, not all these critters have magic, but then they're D100 charts. There's a cover picture of the art. Yeah. Tables for the horse, table for the donkey, and mules. Tables for the dogs. And it just got some really neat. Most of it a bit of a descriptive, the temperament, attitude, or behaviors of either the horse, donkey, or dog, or mule. And it has names as well. We could roll percentile here. All right, 63 on the horses. Let's see what 63 brings us. Okay, this animal's name would be, for suggested, Hollyhock or Star. And this particular horse pines when left alone and stops eating and drinking. You have to excuse the table shake. The cats are enjoying the day, chasing one another. All right, we'll roll again. Oh, 33. The name would be Clover or Romeo. Get used to friendly shoulder bites and nips. Yeah, just something neat, just something a little fun. Add a little, they come across a horse or buy one, need a mount, need a, pack animal or whatever. And here we go. All right, 25. 25 is challenge or rafter. It's a digger. Sometimes unearths strange things just beneath the grass. A lot of neat stuff. There's 100 of them for each. 18. Bucktooth or prankster. Can't seem to get enough salt. Positively loves the stuff when available. Okay then. 40. Even 40. Lordy, lordy. Dasher or sailor. Incredible lungs. Prone to take deep breaths and run long ways. Runner. A little more endurance, a little more, All right, neat. We'll do the donkeys and mules. Let's roll on this one. Another 18. Clyde. Clyde drank deeply from a magic spring. The animal was especially erudite, but very wary of speaking. I like. 27. Downside. This donkey or mule finds flowers irresistible and can be very difficult to move from a patch of blossoms. Aw. 3. Awful. That's the name. The feature is a bell-cut tail and a series of tassels to reflect their considerable training. Oh, okay. That's what the rando charts say. 64. Nibbles. Saved lives of at least 4 former owners. 3 more to go before the curse ends. I'm not sure how that's a curse. Nibbles has saved the lives of at least 4 former owners. 3 more to go before the curse ends. Okay. 77. Shavetail. Sometimes dozes as they walk. And this animal can actually take a position in the watch order. That's handy. That can be that. Yeah, yeah. Let's move on to the dogs. Puppers. 28. Ooh, this one's nice. Farewell is the pooch's name. The animal has foul breath, but the upside to this breath is it can rouse the ghoul paralyzed, meaning if you're paralyzed from a ghoul, you get a new save. I like that. That's cool. There's a lot of neat ones. More than I'm going to glance over with you folks. 15. Challenge is the pooch's name. And this animal likes to constantly test authority. They think they're the master here. Some orneriness, some shenanigans are in order. 31. Flit is the name of this dog. The feature is gold retriever. It knows their way around schlepping small sacks. It knows their way around schlepping small sacks in teeth. Gold retriever, not golden retriever, gold. So it's, little, sees a coin purse. Yoink. 6. Okay, belfry is the animal's name, is the dog's name. Booming, resounding bark or howl can be heard for nearly a hex. Again, old school BX. They have some different hex articles and stuff, and I think pretty much every single one of these issues. We'll do one more for the puppers. Pinch is this pooch's name. Refuses to allow themselves to be touched by anyone but its owner. Again, just a feature, and could lead to possible shenanigans. It is fun stuff. I thought it was neat. Next up here, we'll go to a thing called Ringing the Bell. It's a simple reputation system. There's an artwork for it. Imagine a character that has been through it all. Hard-fought victories against deadly foes, slaying monsters of a legend, delving into depths unknown, and wielding the old magics of the world in the form of their weapons, gear, or arcane trickery. One of the coolest experiences to have at the table with a character like that is when their reputation precedes them. When their titles are shouted out in backwater towns, when the lord of the land calls upon them to solve a problem, when their past catches up to them because it's been a hard one in the crucible of action. There's nothing quite as striking as commanding as a name on the lips of many. Here's a way to handle reputation that's simple to use, player facing, and has the capacity to twist a reputation beyond the truth of the actual event or events or how the character wants to be known. Okay, the referee sets the fame level. First, you'll need to set the fame level of your game, which will decide the reputation dice size. For a legendary Big Damn Heroes game, use a D6. For a Nobodies in a Big World game, use a D20. Add an exploit. When the group performs a great deed and it is known to the world, record the deed on your reputation chart and make sure to number it. Check your reputation. When the group encounters a situation where your past deeds might be known, the referee and players pick up the dice. The players pick up a total number of dice equal to how many exploits they have. The referee then picks up a single die. Both the players and the referee roll their dice. If the referee's die was less than or equal to the number of exploits on the reputation charter, the group is known. The exploit that makes the referee's die is the one that they are most known by. If the referee's die matches any of the player's exploit dice, one of their exploits is twisted out of truth. If multiple exploit dice match the referee's die, the exploit is permanently twisted out of truth. Erase and record the new version of it.
Bears there, shadows there.
Hold on a second, folks. Huh. For some reason, I'm not seeing any messages or anything on my end. So, hello, everyone. Zadarok informed me. She said I had a handful of you here. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And I can't see a dang thing on my end. So, I apologize. I'll catch up real quick. Shadow and Sun, the game, it's out of issue 5 of Knock. It's a old school themed, stylized magazine, I guess you could call it. About 200 pages. A lot of neat stuff for the BX OSR type rules and games and style, approach, whatever. Yeah, I can't see. I don't know why. So I apologize. Yeah, I got my camera off. I'll turn it back on here. I'm here. I'm here. Thanks. March Hare, Bear, Dungeon Minister, Shadow. Thanks for stopping by, folks. Appreciate it. I got Zadarok's phone here at my lap. I can look down and at least answer some stuff. All right, back to ringing the bell. The simple reputation system. Yeah, and that's it. That's the short of it. Things are well my way, Dungeon Minister. Thank you. Been a lot busy and hectic, but all is well. The twist table. Here's a table of twists to use if you want to randomize that aspect of the reputation. If the exploit already follows the twist, magnify it. For example, a 1 rolled on an already noble and heroic deed becomes the epitome of heroic and noble. And it's got 12 little things here for, some ideas like location of the exploit changes for the worst. So exploit is completely inverted. The exploit paints the characters as villainous and dangerous. Just some twists, some idea. I thought that was neat, and it is simple. Little simple reputation system if you want to do something like that. Introduce into said game. Let's see, what else do I got here that I want to glance over? Famous last words. All right, this one was kind of neat. Oh, really? They're brawling. They're having fun. They're playing. Two little kittens. Yes, famous last words. Here's the artwork for that one. Hopefully, it'll focus in. And the chart. It's just two. Most of the stuff is just 2 page, 3 page. Little simple goodness. If a character has only seconds to live, this mechanic gives them a chance to reveal a secret or make a request. This move is suited for low level and non player characters who have less developed backstories. Okay, first we roll a d6. Remember me. That would be a 1. Then we would roll on the parting gifts table once or twice on the adjective column and once on the noun column. So there you go. And this is a d6 you roll for there's 6 different. And then on the parting gifts table, there's a d12 or a table called Rosebud table. You roll a d12 and boom, you put together. So remember me. Uh, okay, nice. So you get a stained and glowing toy as a memento. Now the mechanic for this, okay, I just picked something at random. I didn't roll the dice, but uh, the mechanic for this stained and glowing toy, I think that's what I said. It would grant a +1 bonus to all saving throws when the character spends a round meditating on it, reflecting upon it. The memento no longer inspires the holder, the survivor, after 5 uses. That's neat. That's neat. Yes, and I'm glad you can hit the cleric on there, Bear, and whoever else may be going. I'll miss you all. Okay, let's see. Make sure they get this. That's if you rolled a 2 on the initial chart. Basically, you roll on the parting gifts table. You come up with something. It's a fragile sachet of herbs. Once that fragile satchel of herbs is delivered to whomever, the dying NPC may, make sure my wife or whoever, the guard, make sure they receive this fragile satchel of herbs. Once they do, the referee may reward for delivery. The other one, promise you'll keep them safe. Ask the surviving character or characters to protect a new or existing NPC. When the character is actively protecting that named NPC, they receive a +2 bonus to any one check per encounter. This could include attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, whatever was, in the use of protecting named NPC. Yeah, 90 degrees. It's going to be like 72 here or something, 74. Lovely weather here. Avenge me. With your dying breath, name your killer, its master, or a collaborator and ask for vengeance. The surviving character gains a +2 bonus on attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws. Okay, making sure he wasn't going to step on the dang keyboard. That's Pip. Hi, Pippin. This bonus lasts for the next 3 enemy encounters or until the enemy is defeated. A little wiggle room, for the ref. Not bad, though. We have behind you. Okay. Behind you. If you are dying during battle, warn the surviving character that they're about to be attacked. The warning grants the surviving character a +2 bonus to their AC and initiative in the next round of combat. If there is no battle, roll again. And finally, the mysterious non sequitur. As the NPC dies, mumble some final words that the surviving player doesn't quite understand. Roll on the rosebud table. The surviving characters may decide to investigate the meaning in the future. Okay, the rosebud table. Let's say you hear haunted river or last crackers, cloudy tower, angry road, abandoned cask. All kinds of different combinations. Fun stuff. Again, this knock, all of them are they're fun. They're fun. Bring a good dollop of inspiration. Yeah, hotel, sharing a hotel. Wink, wink. Oh, you kids, I tell you. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, find it here. It shouldn't be too far off. Excuse me. Oh, I'm parched. Hold on. Oh, all right. How to fix rules. Now, again, some of this stuff in all of these issues have been blogged, vlogged about, written about, wrote about, talked about, discussed about in various ways. None of this is outside of random charts or NPCs or monsters that you've never seen. None of this, not much of this is like, oh wow, this is. Some of them are different approaches and opinions. There's some opinion articles in here. I mean, I enjoy it. I said it before, I'll say it again. I enjoy it. So, how to fix the rules? In a best case scenario, rules are invisible because they make sense mechanically and in character. Instead, you've come up against a problem. Rules and fiction are working against each other. Maybe someone's sending their horde of 10 trained rats to climb over a dragon, and you discover that your gaping rules intended for human sized combatants will almost result in a swarm of rats overwhelming a dragon. Maybe someone is diving into a lake on horseback, so you go back to a ruling on how long people can hold their breath underwater. Turns out in this situation, it means that a horse can hold its breath for an hour. Completely ridiculous. It's a dire situation. And the fate of the shared imaginary hangs in the balance. How do you fix it? Well, there's three choices. First one, paper over the cracks. Second one, change the fiction. Or third one, change the rules. So option one, paper over the cracks, also known as making a ruling. This is the easiest, quickest, and usually the best. It's a one-off situation or an edge case, so you make a ruling and move on. Like I said, some of this stuff it's duh. Option two, change the fiction. This is often the most fun for the least effort. It's also the best one for when you like how the rule makes the players behave in game. Um, and there's a little question here for each one of these options. I'll go back to the first one. I skipped over it. My apologies. The question for option one, paper over the cracks. The question is, how do I keep the game flowing? Option two, change to fiction. The question becomes, if I keep the rule as written, what does that imply? A classic example of this one is the hoary old topic of Vancian magic. You like to game mechanic implications of spells per day. It is an interesting limitation because casters must plan ahead and can run out of spells. So why? Whatever the answer it is, it implies something about the world. And there's another little paragraph, but this stuff we're all aware of. Option three, change the rules. This is the final and most fiddly option. The problem is too fundamental to be papered over. Can't paper over the cracks if you're going to change the rules. And you can't think of a satisfactory lore change. On the other hand, it might be that you just don't like the gameplay impact of a rule. I know, here's the question. The question becomes, I know how it should work, so how do I model that in the rules? Classic example is death at 0 hit points, death saves, negative HP, and death and dismemberment tables, and so on. These are all rule-based solutions to the perceived problem of character death. Again, with this stuff we're all aware of. Yeah, paper over the cracks, hand waving, ruling. It does happen eventually, especially because it's a one-off. You probably never see it again. It'll probably never come up again. So keeps the game flowing, keeps everything. Everyone agrees at the table. Yeah, does this work? Everyone, we cool with that? All right, let's go. Keep going. Agreed, Dungeon Minister. And they snuck in a fourth option here that wasn't listed. Oh, wow. Option four, keep a wonky mechanic because it's fun. Surprise, here's a fourth option. Classic example, open doors. The open doors role is one of my all-time favorite D&D mechanics because one minute the party is slaying demons and dragons like heroes and gods of old, and the next minute they can't get the refrigerator door open. Man, I love that shit. And there's no real question of it or anything. It's just if it's fun enough for you to look past its flaws, then keep it. So there you go. Arn, what's up, buddy? Glad you could join. I said earlier, I can't see any commentation or anything on my end of the stream. I don't know why. So I got Zatarock's phone sitting here next to the laptop, and I'm kind of glancing down and reading. And it has been a while, Lauren. Yes, it has been a while for all of us. At least on my end. You guys might be blabbing, but let's see the next one. Okay, there's two that are. These last two are really interesting. This one is. Let me get to the page so I'm ready to blabber about it and read. Okay, this one's pretty cool. It's called Songs That Are Actually Magic Items. And they got some real world, true, real songs. Okay, the first one on the list is by a band called The Sword. The song Arrows in the Dark. These arrows were specially enchanted to be harmless during the day and deadly beneath moonlight. The arrows are made of dark wood and black feathers with obsidian heads. They have a subtle hue about them of distant starlight and smell faintly of ozone.
Got all that area. Okay, don't have to mess with them.
Okay, the damage 1d6 plus 1. If fired during daylight, any attack less than a natural 20 does no damage and breaks the arrow. An attack roll of natural 20 does damage as normal, but there's no additional special effects. Now, if fired during night, it acts as a +3 arrow. And if the arrow hits, it does double damage. If fired beneath a full moon, acts as a +3 arrow. And if the arrow hits, the foe is instantly slain if the hit dice are 9 or less. If the hit die are 10 or more, the target loses half of their hit points instead of dying instantly. That's kind of badass. Plus, it's neat they did with the songs, these different actual bands and songs, and they're all pretty good actually. This next one's for you, Shadow. I'm glad you're here. Pay attention. Listen up. Listen up. Sorry, I'm looking down at her phone in the book. This next one was inspired by Blue Oyster Cult, baby. Blue Oyster Cult. The song is Black Blade. And the text for this is not that black blade. These 5 curved blades affixed to a crossbar were designed to fit over the knuckles or be concealed under and against the palm. They were inspired by the armament of big cats, and they possess the power to turn those they strike into felines. Damage 1d6 plus 2. Natural 20. On an attack roll of a natural 20, the target must save versus petrification or be transformed into a feline shape. Their bodies twist and reluctantly change as the transformation takes them over, and you got to roll a d6 on a table to see what it is. Takes them over, as they're writhing to see what cat they turn into. If the save is a success, then the blades they inflict normal damage. The black blades can create, as you would expect, 9 lives. Once this many souls have been turned into a big cat, the blades are drained and become a normal +2 magical weapon. So there's still a little bite to them. The bearer of this weapon will not be attacked by felines of any size or shape. And the restrictions, any non-living creatures are unaffected. So, undead stuff like that, ghost schools. And then you get turned either to a house cat, a lion, a mountain lion, a panther, a tiger, or a saber-toothed tiger. That's fun. That's neat. I won't look it up. I'll take your word for it there, Shadow. Okay, the next one is from a band, Led Zeppelin. And the name of the song is Black Dog. A miniature statuette, 4-inch tall, carved in the form of a snarling dog. When speaking the correct command word, carved in Elvish on the collar, the command word is Darlin. Um, and casting the figurine onto the ground causes it to transform into a living animal which obeys the character's commands. If you repeat the command word, the turns back into the figurine. If the animal is slain, it returns to its figurine form. And if the figurine is destroyed, it's destroyed. There's no. Then it has the stats for the black dog. It's a shaggy war dog. The stats are nice. Infravision, detect invisible, 75% chance, intelligence, speaks common, mortal enemy, +5 to attack and damage versus any cat of any size. And you can. There we go, motorcycle. Someone's enjoying life. And the frequency of use is once per session or every 6 hours. And you use it once a game. You can have a pretty kick butt dog on your crew. This next one is from Megadeth, a song called Five Magics. This aged yellow scroll, though crumbling, is much stronger than it looks. If held out to intercept incoming magic, it will absorb and capture the spell. The hostile spell will not affect the bearer of this scroll, although an area effect spell would still affect other targets around the person holding the scroll up. After being absorbed into the scroll, anyone who can read magic is able to cast the spell once. If 5 magic spells are contained on the scroll, they will disappear and a bonus spell of the highest level will appear. After that spell is cast once, it will disappear and the scroll of 5 magics will again be empty. Yeah, that's pretty kick butt. See, we got 3 more here. Band called Mastodon, and the song of inspiration is Tear Drinker. It's an invisible drink that an invisible dirk that is 2 foot long. This item is feared and hated by the few who have discerned its existence. The damage is 1d4 plus 2. However, there's another feature called emotional damage. A target injured by Tear Drinker loses some of their capacity for emotion and suffers from aches of ennui. The first 3 successive hits have the following effects. Upon the first hit, the target, they are depressed. They are -2 to hit and damage. The second hit, they're morose, as above, and cannot summon the energy even to attempt saving throws. The third hit, despondent, as above, including the first and second hit, but cannot be bothered to use any racial or class powers and abilities. Further hits only do regular damage as the target is as miserable and cannot, get any more miserable. The only cure for this emotional damage is 1 week per level of depression spent on nothing but wild carousing. So anywhere from a week to 3 weeks, you just gotta go shake it off, carouse, see people, talk to people, a few drinks, whatever, some gambling, carousing. That's kind of cool. That's interesting. Yeah, the Wizard Cartman. Your keyboard. That's all right, buddy. We got you. We got you. All right, 2 left here. Let's go. The next one, the band is Messa, 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 and the song is Snakeskin Drape. When this long snakeskin wrap is worn, the wearer gains slit pupils, a forked tongue, and abilities like those of a cobra. It counts as leather armor +1. The wearer gains a poisonous spit, 4-foot range. Wow. Target that's gets spit upon. If it lands a hit, the target must savor his poison or die. Speed, you can attack twice per round. The second attack is at the end of each round. And magic resistance, +4 bonus to all saving throws against magic. That's pretty kick butt. Yeah, that's pretty kick butt. And the final one is from Black Sabbath, the song War Pigs. These metallic creatures were forged long ago by the gods. They can run through air faster than a bird, swim through water better than any fish, and there is no darkness, no Stygian gloom sufficient enough to dampen the golden glow that comes from their mane and bristles. AC 1 or 18. 7 hit die. 1 attack. It's one I was just on the porch as usual. So sometimes there's some vehicles that go by. Anyways, 1 attack. It's a tusk that does 2d4 damage. Thaco 10, a +9 to hit. Their movement is 150 feet. Saves are pretty sturdy. They can fly at 180 feet. They can swim at 240 feet. And they can go into a berserk. They may enter a rage where then they become +2 to hit and damage and fight to the death. This rage sometimes causes them to attack allies. All attack rolls of natural 5 and lower will automatically hit a random determined ally. It's kind of neat. Some neat stuff in this thing. Real neat. Really, really neat. This one I'm not going to really read through because it's quite a bit. It's the last one. But it's got some funny stuff, some neat stuff, interesting stuff, and a lot of it we've heard before. Maybe spoken a little bit of a different way, but it's called. And now for something completely different. And the header of that is sometimes we all engage in a little navel gazing. It's just the new editor in chief being a little bit self indulgent, and then they go on to say, well, we here at the Merry Meshmen will allow them to get away with it this one time. And the first article is called "The OSR Should Die." Is the OSR dead yet? If you ask some would say yes. If you ask some would say no, etc., etc. But it goes, and they're actually not. They're solid articles, solid opinions. The next one is blogs leave ruins. One quote here: "I think the OSR as I knew it is basically a ruin, and it's a strange, moldering ruin in the swamp that other people from future gaming." Noontime whistle. Noontime whistle. Yes, blogs leave ruins. I think the OSR as I knew it is basically a ruin, and it's a strange, moldering ruin in the swamp that other people from future gaming groups, clubs, societies uh, come come to delve for its weird secrets. And it goes on with other things. There's just some quotes. Next one: after rebellion, 7 maxims of the OSR. You can never go home again. Uh, some maxims we've all heard. Rulings, not rules. The answer isn't on your character sheet. ROLE playing is not ROLL playing. Don't fudge the dice. Play the world, not the rules. Combat is a fail state. And strict time records must be kept. And, it goes on. I'm just quoting the different headers of the different ideas, opinions. And then the last one is the Great OSR Swindle. Fun stuff. You guys, I suggest at least getting the PDF off of these guys. The Merry Mushman. Knock. Well worth the coin. Well worth the coin. Yes, incoming 5e attack. Yeah, every 7 days a week at noon, that whistle goes off. Siren, whatever you want to call it. All the small towns around here do it pretty much. And a few years back, there used to be a one that went off at 10 p.m., especially during the school months. That was the curfew. Tell the kids, look, if you're not in, you already heard this whistle, you might get scooped up and your parents might get called and you might end up in trouble. That's all. That's all. But yeah, it's a real neat, really, really neat. And I was going to go over some stuff for my buddy Fritz, but I'll be honest with you, Fritz, if you watch this afterwards, or if you're watching and I just haven't seen you in the chat, I forgot to write down that stuff you were saying last night, I think. One of them was dungeon weather. If I could find it. And I know my logo's on. I'm not on there. I'm picking my nose and wiping it with all my allergy goop. Let's see. Dungeon weather. Where are you? All right. All right. All right. Dungeon weather. It's just a simple one-page little chart. Just roll D10. Slam. All doors slam shut. 3 and 6 if staked. Chance. All doors are now 1 and 6 to open. Fog. An ankle-deep fog appears on the floor. All floor-level room traps are triggered on a 3 and 6 instead of the normal 2 and 6. Again, OSRBX rules they use. They slime blooms. Green slime appears over the doorways leading to or from the rooms or hallways the party are currently in. Dungeon rhyme. Armor ages unnaturally. -1 AC to non-magical armor and shields. Darkness expands. All light operates at half strength. Shadow of death. -1 to all saving throws. Spontaneous generation. Everyone's rations have a 3 and 6 chance of being spoiled by maggots. Altered perception. +1 to the chance of locating secret doors. Euphoric spore release. +1 to all encounter reaction rolls. Divination and illusion spells are enhanced. And then it's 2 still. The dungeon weather effect ends. Something neat, little, a little gonzo without getting too wacky. Too over the top, some might say. Yeah, these things, they got a lot, a lot in them. Here's the quick look at the table of contents. 2 columns. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So I hope everyone's doing well. Glad to see you folks here. Appreciate it. Really do. Again, I don't know why. Let me put that up there. There we go. I don't know why my whatchamacallit is not showing me all your chatter. And you guys being here. I do appreciate it. I have some family coming in over the weekend for well, tomorrow through Monday, I think, or something. So I'll probably be not on. Saturday, the 3 of us doing our little creative endeavor, we are getting together. I'm going to double check today and tomorrow with the fellas. And that'll be so good. We'll be done with the third age of our world setting creation. And then move on to filling in some finer details and then start adventuring. We'll see who's going to DM first. I don't know how we're going to determine that. We might roll random, flip a coin. There's only the three of us, so we'll figure it out. We're having fun with it. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. That's for sure. Oh, hi, Pip. Up here making a ruckus. What did I get here before I sign off? Might be something cool. No, get off the thing. Oh.